Preparing and gathering for this list literally made me sick. Like, I'm running like a 101 fever right now, so bear with me. What's up, guys? I wish I could say I'm seeing you under better circumstances, but I wanted to make sure I did get out this list because I promised it. My doctor recommended I try and not conversate too much, so I'm gonna try and take my therapist's advice and not get too pissed off at these records, although there are a few on here that are really gonna test my patience. We'll see how this works out. My name's John. If you're not familiar, this is ARTV. We do all sorts of stuff on this channel. At least we're expanding into it. If you haven't checked out Beyond ARTV, I've got a couple of cool series that I do over there as well, like 7 on Sunday, where I count down 7 of my either favorite things or 7 things about a certain topic. And coming soon to the main channel, I'm happy to announce that we're going to be doing some top 10 lists that you guys are probably going to be very excited about. I like the list format and it's really fun gathering those videos together. So it's not just going to be album reviews on this channel or EP reviews. Get excited for that in 2015. Now, Lord willing, if my voice will hold out, we will get through the 10 worst albums of 2015. I promised you guys this would be coming out, and my definition of worst, as I said last year, if you're curious about last year's video for reference, it's linked in the description down below. Worst can mean, yes, terrible, god awful, unbearable, never want to listen to it again, but it can also mean disappointing. And to me, that's almost worse sometimes. And you're probably wondering, well, how does one of these albums rank higher than this other one? It was obviously god awful. Well, maybe the disappointment factor was a lot higher for me, and you're gonna find out why. No more stalling, let's kick off the list with number 10. Halestorm are a hard rock and metal outfit that have been around for quite a while now. Didn't put out an album until like 2008, and they had a couple of solid releases. In fact, I liked their last release, The Strange Case of, in 2012. But with this new record, I just saw them getting so dumbed down. It's like somebody came in and turned off a light switch of creativity and told them to just play it in this soft, kind of not even quite hard rock meets country type of scenario. And Jay Joyce was handling the production here, and it just seemed like he dropped the ball. Now, I feel like a lot of people are either hit and miss with him. I like some of the projects that Jay has worked on. He's worked with Cage the Elephant in the past, and that's been bombastic at times. But with Halestorm and the way they wanted to refine their sound this time around, I just wasn't on board, and it didn't seem like a lot of their fans were either. Major disappointment. Oh god, some of these songs were just awful. Listening through War Child, How We Roll, Party by Myself, it was a hard listen, and revisiting that for the worst albums of 2015 list, it was just a bit unbearable at times. Hollywood Undead have found favor with yours truly in the past, although it's been fading over the years, especially as I've grown up and kind of out of that. I hate to say that because, you know, people of any age can really enjoy whatever they want to, but I would just have a hard time enjoying this no matter what age I was, I think. It's like you kind of have to turn off your mind completely and not think about anything. Don't think about the instrumental. Don't think about the lyrics, especially here on this record. And I can't do that. And I think a lot of people kind of sided with me on that one, although my review did get mixed reactions. I just feel like the production tried way too hard to be trendy and danceable and that sort of thing, pandering to more of a kind of a massive like top 40 sound, and I don't think it went over that well with their fans, and it didn't go over well with the sales and the charts either, considering this kind of tanked, and I definitely see why. Now, I don't normally include December releases for my year-end list, but I made 2 exceptions this year just because there's 2 albums that were either really awful or else really disappointed me, and the first of those being Cage the Elephant, and that was definitely in the disappointment category. To say I was a fan of Melophobia is a huge understatement. Thought that was an amazing record. It just saw how creative and passionate this band could be. They were bringing out some of those classic rock influences and then fusing it together with some modern alternative tricks and a few electronic manipulations here and there, like on tracks like Spiderhead. And I don't know, I just thoroughly enjoyed that project, and I was excited for Tell Me I'm Pretty. December 18th rolls around, it's the day after my birthday. I have the album pre-ordered. I actually queue it up the night of my birthday because I got it a little bit early. Listened through it for the first time, and holy God, I was disappointed. This thing was a major bummer, especially for my birthday night, to be listening to this for a band that I hyped up so much, and I was like, yeah, this new project, even though the singles were a little spotty, I don't know, I could get on board with it. And even with repeated listens, some of the tracks that I really even enjoyed more so than the others, at least on this project, I'm finding flaws in them as well. The track Trouble almost seems like it was ripped from Portugal the Man's playbook. Take a look at the track Sleep Forever. That's one that calls to mind instantly for me whenever I listen to it now. And then just a lot of problems with muddy production, just a lot of flatlining going on here, and I blame Dan Auerbach of the Black Keys for a lot of these problems. It's not that Cage the Elephant didn't have a few good ideas here and there, because some of the songs like Crybaby, yeah, I'm getting it. I'm loving the influences that they've taken from the Beatles and other 60s and 70s groups and take them and apply it to like a modern scenario. But a lot of these songs just flat out don't work, and the lyrics are cringeworthy at times. I think most Cage the Elephant fans will be let down by this project and definitely see it as a step backwards. I'm getting a little winded here, but going into number 7, I'm not sure exactly what I expected here, but I really don't need to say a ton about this release. What on here was there, other than maybe a decent cover of Sound of Silence, originally by Simon and Garfunkel? Okay, Vengeful One sounded pretty good, the lead single from this thing, but other than that, we got a bunch of dumbed down, just play it up, riff heavy rock songs that are just ready for rock radio and nothing more.
Baby, don't call me your friend. If I hear that word again, you might never get a chance to see me naked in your bed. And I know girls ain't...
The fact that I sat through this album again for you guys for the top 10 list, like somebody owes me a cookie or something. Listen as Meghan Trainor begs for the title of relationship, like going from single to in a relationship, I guess is what she's asking for by saying, give me that title. And she named her album after that, apparently, because she thought that was clever in some way, like title like a relationship, and hey, title as the title of my album. It doesn't work, and neither does the rest of these doo-wop throwback shenanigans that Meghan Trainor tries to pull. God, I think he's just so terrible. I mean, if you can actually translate what I'm saying here and you apply and slow down the fast forward effect, then kudos to you. You get that cookie that I was talking about a little ago. And that's why this album was terrible, and we fast forwarded through it. Side note, this dude already recorded and released another album. He's doing this every fucking year now, and I'm starting to get a little bit heated. I'm gonna try and tone it back. But you know who was the executive producer on this new project that came out on Christmas Day? DJ fucking Mustard. DJ fucking Mustard, as if this dude's sound wasn't monotone enough. You brought in DJ Mustard to executive produce the entire project. I'm done.
Go ahead, nobody does it like you do. I know how much it matters to you. I know that you got daddies.
RIP to my comments. At least that's what I was saying whenever I reviewed Wiped Out initially. Fans could not take the fact that I gave an opinion, and that was probably the most dislikes I received the entire year. For my 2 out of 5 review of Wiped Out by the Neighborhood, I really enjoyed I Love You, their debut full length. There were a lot of atmospheric elements that I thought aided these songs, played to their benefit, and this time around, Jesse and the rest of the crew just sound like they had the life kind of sucked out of them, and these songs are just so one-dimensional. What am I supposed to get into here? What am I supposed to connect with? I understand there were a lot of stories about his family, his dad, some relationships and that sort of thing, but they in no way came across interesting to me. I mean, just look at tracks like Daddy Issues and Cringe With Me, please. I know it's not just me. I know there's other people with common sense out there that can see that this album was a complete disaster. I did listen to this record all the way through before I recorded this video, and no, it didn't grow on me. Not at all.
The sun is a giant spaceship tangerine. It shoots out rays of hopeful golden morphine.
I somehow made it through this album 6 times in order to review it and then just kind of try and let it grow on me and analyze it. And by my calculations, I wasted over 8 hours of my life doing that. I'm never gonna get that back, and these songs are never gonna get better. Why did I do that?
Out on the verge of the rest of our lives tonight. Top of the world and we're dressed to the nines tonight. Edge of the earth and we're touching the sky.
We turn to a whisper as we get to number 2 because my voice is on the verge of going out. Look, Owl City, aka Adam Young, I'm gonna level with you. I know that the label wants another hit out of you. You've put out Fireflies, which somehow got to the #1 spot. That was probably the most unexpected Billboard Hot 100 #1 in my lifetime. Other than maybe Viva La Vida by Coldplay. Didn't see that one coming, but that was unexpectedly great. Besides the point, look, you had a couple of hits. Good Time and Fireflies. The label wants another one. How do we do that? We water down that sound even more. There were so many songs that just didn't work and just sounded terrible to my ears that I never wanted to revisit it. There weren't really any songs that I felt stood the test of time. Bird with a Broken Wing is probably the only one that I listened to again, maybe Thunderstruck as well, like 1 or 2 times before I came back to listen for my worst albums of the year consideration. And the reason that Mobile's Orchestra is so high is because I've been a big advocate of Owl City in the past. I've always given his projects a chance. He seems to go in more of a pop direction each time, but this time it really hurt. It's like in the back of his mind he's always like teasing future material that sounds more Owl City-ish, and it's always like right after he puts out a full-length project. Please end that contract with Republic Records. Please, we beg of you. I hope to see something good from Owl City in the future because this is not it.
How do I chill? Only crazy makes sense. It's starting to make sense. While I'm still, her vagina is moist and warm. I'll keep you safe, just hold my arm.
I know I didn't give this album a full-on review, but there weren't enough words. There wasn't enough time. There wasn't a desire to keep listening to this project. In fact, I found myself having to actively step back, take breaks from this record because I constantly found myself saying, "Are you fucking serious? This made the final project." After seeing him send out a bunch of tweets saying like, "This album is gonna change everything and you guys don't even understand. This is something that I believe in 100%, this new sound." And let me tell you something. The whole Wizard side project that he did with horrid tracks that I don't care to ever hear again, like Teleport to Me, Jamie, his fans somehow supported that and gave him kudos for that project, and it went straight to the ego, which is now through the roof. As fans have been saying, I've seen in the comments of a couple of reviews, Cudi thinks he's invincible at this point, and let me tell you, no one is bulletproof. Unfortunately, I wasn't either, as the Speedin bullet straight to hell caught me right in my ear holes, and both of them, and bloody as a result. A complete incoherent mess of a record that deserves to be played and heard by no one. This is complete shit. It's like the 8-year-old who starts a band in his parents' garage and he's like chugging on the same riffs over and over again because somehow all of a sudden he thinks he can put together a rock project for, I guess, the neighbors, his parents, for everyone's enjoyment. But in reality, everyone there is completely miserable and it's like almost no one has the balls to say anything about it. And that's how I feel about Cudi's fans, who are still somehow coddling him through this and telling him, yeah, this is such a genius project, you're just on a different level. These are ramblings of a very depressed and unstable man, and I am genuinely concerned for him. I've heard a couple of other people say that, but I'm gonna throw myself in that train as well, because his ramblings here are just like that of a madman, and the instrumentals that go with it are garbage. They're absolute garbage. There's no other word for Speeding Bullet to Heaven other than garbage. Kid Cudi comes through with this project that sounds about as flat as a dying man's heart rate. It's non-existent. It's not there. He doesn't come through with really any songs. I mean, occasionally there's a riff that sounds like it's gonna take off into something and there's some bass work that starts to shape up, but then he completely blows it with these horrible, asinine lyrics that mean nothing and are comprehensive in absolutely no way. I couldn't see anyone taking away something from this project and saying, you know what, Cudi, damn, you really hit me with those lyrics, bro. I understand that he's been through a lot in his life, but that doesn't give him the right to put out something like this and expect people to enjoy it. Are you fucking kidding me? This is something that you keep on your computer, you keep it buried, not something that you release publicly on a major label. Holy shit, what was the executive that put this out and thought, you know what, I hear a hit in there, Judgmental Cunt is gonna be top 20. God damn it, it's not happening, Cudi. It doesn't work. Please, please, God, let me never hear this record again. Before I completely kill my lungs and my voice, because I'm really feeling it right now, I'm gonna cut myself off here. I hope you enjoyed my top 10 worst/most disappointing albums of 2015. Let me know your top 5 in the comments section down below, and maybe while you're there, it'd be great if you could smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, because friends don't let friends go unsubscribed. I hope you've been enjoying all the year-end lists that I've been putting out. I did put a lot of time and effort into them, so if you'd like to share with a friend who you might think would enjoy that, that'd be great. And of course, I'm going to be doing some year-end stuff on Beyond ARTV as well. Make sure you subscribe over there. The link is in the description. Other than that, I'll see you guys probably in 2016. Have a great new year, and I'll see you right here on ARTV.